So anyone who loved the prelims, you were not let down with this main card. Our first fight on was just the vets, right? Another featherweight clash. We had Darren the Damage Elkins against Killer Cub Swanson. So from the giddy, you knew this was going to be a great fight, right? And it delivered. Oh, it delivered. It wasn't long, but it was fun. And just from the giddy up, right? Cub Swanson looked coiled and ready to pop. Man, he was looking ferocious, man. He had his wife there, his three kids, his twins, and his little girl. And you could see he wanted to put on a performance for him, right? Hands are low, still got that speed though, right? He was moving in and out, he was landing the jab, some kicks. Elkins, he was hitting that overhand right a few times, but it was Swanson who was the one that was just pushing that pace and just coming with a ferocity. So he was putting together some flurries and He'd stunned Elkins. He followed it up with shots. But the big thing was he wasn't rushing it because I think everyone knows Elkins can take damage. You know what I mean? Hence his nickname, and it's even on his friggin' back, right? He can take that damage. So Swanson, he understood and he didn't want to rush it, get caught, right? So he took his time, he was methodical and just came in with more flurries and just worked Elkins to the fence. And then, boom, Cub Swanson hit a spinning wheel kick. You're like, what? What? Oh my God. It was phenomenal. And like Elkins didn't go down. And you at first you wondered, did that hit him clean? And then you just saw him kind of stagger and just stumble, and it was done. It was done. A tremendous win for Cub Swanson. Hey, he rolled back the clock. There is definitely still juice in that old dog, people. So yeah, we moved up a weight class after that to the lightweight division. Had Diego Ferreira against Mateusz Gamrot, and this was one hell of a fight. Oh my God. These two went at it. There's no feeling out. They just attacked. Man, we had some like just ferocious shots land. One would hit a leg shot, the other would retaliate. Body, body. You know what I mean? They were just putting it together and really going at each other. I mean, the big difference was probably Gamrot's takedowns. Now, he wasn't able to hold Ferreira, but it was just that you're thinking, oh, maybe that's giving Gamrot the first round, right? But it was at a pace. So coming into the second, you wondered if Gamrot was slowing slightly. Ferreira still seemed to be going, but it was just like, what's happening? But Gamrot was still able to, get those takedowns, right? And on one occasion, he got Ferreira down, but again, Ferreira, looking to get up, but Gamrot was heavy on his back and just hit a knee into the solar plexus. You know what I mean? Just brought it round to the side and boom, maybe that floating rib, but you know what I mean? That was it. That was it. Ferreira is just like, man, he had to wave it off. He had to wave it off to the ref. And you could see Gamrot just didn't realize. And so he's then grabbed the neck. He grabs the neck and he's like falling back. And the ref's like, no, 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 it's over. It's over, son. You won. You won the fight, man. It's all gravy. But yeah, it was just like, you had to look at it again on the instant replay because you're like, wait, what happened? Was it the knee? Oh, shit. And it was like those situations where I think it was it Jessica Andrade hit Caitlin Kajagian with the body shot, right? And it just stopped her. And it was a similar thing, but because of the weird angle and the position they were in, like you were like, wait, what? But yeah, it was ferocious, man. And ferocious. Hey, that might be Ricky Simón. Like the next fight, bantamweight, Rafael Sunsao, Ricky Simón. Ricky Simón just put it on a Sunsao. Didn't give him a moment. He just pushed and pushed and pushed. Takedowns, shots. He was in a Sunsao's face all the fight. Clearly took that first round, and when we were into the second, just still wasn't letting up, wasn't slowing, wasn't fatigued, you know. And yeah, he landed a huge right hook, stunned a Sunsao, and yeah, Sunsao goes down, and as he's sitting there, Simón just hit him with a uppercut that just flattened him. You're just like, fuck. Sunsao wasn't able to get going in this fight. It was just Ricky Simón all the way. And, after that fight, as I said, right, called out Sean O'Malley, which wasn't a surprise. Was not a surprise. I wonder though, and I wouldn't mind seeing a rematch with Merab. Although I feel Merab won the first fight, and I kind of feel with the wins Merab has been getting, he's very close to a title shot. But it's interesting. The bantamweight division, so many great fights. So many great fights to be had, people. So that took us to our feature bout of the night. We had Angela Hill against Amanda Lemos in the strawweight division. And coming into this fight, right, the thought was Lemos power. And a big complaint about Hill at times, her activity. Like sometimes she just seems to coast, right? Just take a foot, not coast, just take a foot off the gas a little. This fight, whoo, something different, right? Lemos clearly had the power, and straight away in the first round, hit a front kick so fast, just brought it up and smacked Hill in the face, put her down. Lemos followed out with some shots, but Hill was able to survive, right? Which, firstly, great chin, but that speaks to her conditioning, right? Hill puts in the work, and you could see that with the way she was able to recover. And she came with volume, right? She's pushing forward, she's throwing shots. And the interesting thing was Lemos, she was kind of countering on that big shot. And I think because she couldn't put Hill away, that may have given her concerns, right? Because her volume, it wasn't very high. And so Hill's just able to work, right? Now, we come into the second, and it looks like Lamas is slowing down, and Hill is just continuing at this pace. But then all of a sudden, Lamas, she landed a huge freaking shot, huge shot. So the power was still there, and you're like, oh, where's it going? But you're thinking, all right, Hill has won that second round, right? Coming to the third. Now Lamas, she kind of upped her tempo a little bit, up the tempo a little bit, and still hitting big shots. But Hill was just working combinations, always pushing forward, and gets a takedown. Now she got a few takedowns through the fight, but Lamas was able to. It was fast up, right? But you thought, okay, so coming to the judges, close fight, definitely a close fight, 29-28. But I thought Angela Hill was taking this fight. Now, in my prediction, I took Lamas, but watching the fight, Phil Hill won it. So it was definitely a shock when it went to Lamas. Yeah, I was surprised, people. I was definitely surprised. It's a shame because Hill, man, you know what I mean? She definitely has come up against some real shitty decisions. Now, as I said, you wouldn't say this is a robbery because it was a very close fight, but I just thought the output of Hill gave her this one. So yeah, definitely a shame for Hill, but you know, a big fight, a big win for Lamas. Still, hasn't lost in UFC and hasn't lost in a long time. I think her last loss was 2017. So yeah, big win for her, which takes us to our co-main event. Stephen Wonderboy Thompson against Bilal. Remember the name. And I think the big thing here was, can Thompson stop the takedowns? Right? Or would Muhammad be able to do similar to what Gilbert Burns was able to do? And at first, Thompson is moving well, throwing out those kicks and everything like that, but he's backing up. He's backing up, and in a smaller octagon, it's just making it easier for Muhammad to get him down. Now, Thompson stuffed a few, but in the end, Muhammad was able to take him down. Now, Thompson, he was able to get back up again, but you know what I mean? It is still not a good look. Still not a good look. And yeah, it just kind of continued like that. There was a few occasions where Muhammad was able to hold him down for a while, like a couple of minutes, you know, and Thompson was just not able to keep it standing or inflict significant amount of damage to make Muhammad question coming inside. And on the floor, Muhammad got off some shots, man. There was one occasion where he flattened him out. Had his back, flattened him out, and was just firing. You know, there was a few occasions like that where Muhammad was able just to put it on Thompson. So yeah, huge win for Bilal Muhammad. Huge win. Now, afterwards, he called for the title shot, which he's not going to get. He's not going to get the title shot. He called out Leon Edwards, which I kind of feel that's probably going to be the next fight, Usman Edwards. And I feel the best thing for Muhammad to have done was probably call out Khamzat, right? But no one's calling him out apart from Neil Magny. You know, Gilbert Burns has said he would, but that he doesn't think it's, the fight to make and all of that. So I feel if Muhammad had called out Khamzat, that's a main event, right? That would be a main event next year. And if he won that fight, then boom, that's a title shot. Because Khamzat is the one with all that smoke right now, as Matty Sarah would say. You know what I mean? So, yeah, great win though. Great win. And hey, you wonder where Thompson's going to go from here. You know what I mean? Because it's like it's not like he was looking terrible, but it does look like maybe he slowed down a little. You know what I mean? And with these young fighters coming through, you wonder how that's gonna hold him going forward, right? I don't feel he's gonna be that journeyman, but yeah, you just think it's probably it now for Thompson when it comes to title fights. But hey, who knows? Who knows? Because I'm sure he's going to go away and he's going to work. Because Thompson does work. So hey, we will see. But ooh, a lot of crazy things. And now we go to our main event, people.